even though it takes county and city, and whether it's Parks and Rec or open space or whatever, gardens take time to happen. They couldn't move forward at all if there was no community input, if there was no community stewardship.
By far the most useful for our site was the kind of facilitated relationships that came out of the meetings, the coordination of groups, and that came out of the planning process.
The planning process was incredibly useful because it helped us pare down and focus on what we want to do and what we can do. And so keeping all these people involved in the conversation helped us focus and really utilize our space in a way that was useful to everybody. It's approachable and welcoming and very much community.
Right here, we're putting come grow your own garden, because a lot of people don't realize that they can come in from the neighborhood and you can plant a garden here if they want to, and they didn't realize it.
Early on in our gardening, we collaborated with the school to get an adobe wall built. All throughout, we've been able to collaborate with neighborhood people who are interested in specific plants and things that are grown. It's a great community of people.
It's pretty exciting to think about where these gardens are going and how we can get deeper with bringing community together, and also thinking about these gardens as places of inquiry, where we ask a lot of questions, where we start collecting data. What kinds of plants are planted here? Thinking about these spaces, we are mitigating climate change and creating a template to continue to do this throughout New Mexico.
It's provided us the ability to have institutions legitimize the site in their eyes and be able to come through and start working in partnership with us. And I feel like that's one of the strongest strengths of the entire ag plan. Without this planning process, I don't believe that we'd be as far along as we are, because I really do believe that was one of the things that got the snowball rolling.
And because of that plan and that expansion, we actually had found funding to make the community garden expansion possible.
There's always a lot of funding and planning and excitement around the initial piece of gardening and planning it and getting the space set up. But I think that the long-term funding, and I think this is true for a lot of projects, is that sustainability piece of how then are we going to take this beautiful space that we created and make something out of it as the next step.
We don't grow food for the sake of growing food, right? Food is like a vehicle that we use for organizing. Food is a vehicle that we use to build community. But really, it's beginning to build a community through the youth that these sites have their foundation on. So having the institutional support to be able to build out that capacity is something that I think is the future of this program.